Welcome to the final cut, my friends. Mark the Movie Man here. Yes, Movie Maniacs, we have another clown/circus themed horror film to review today. And this one is called Circus Kane, brought to us by director Christopher Olin Ray and written by James Cullen Bressick, Sean Sellers, and Zach Ward. All familiar names, to be sure. Now here we get the story of a group of social media stars who are invited to this reclusive circus master's house to survive the trip through his house for $250,000. And well, that's too good of a deal for them to pass up. But as they enter the house, they soon realize that they aren't just going to be fighting for subscribers or views on their various channels, but they'll be fighting for their very lives. This is a fun movie that has, it's like a gory caramel apple covered Saw film in a way. Okay, it had a lot of feeling of the Saw films, but one of the things that stood out for me was Tim Abel's Balthazar Kane, Circus Kane character. This was an awesome character. I loved Balthazar Kane. Every minute he's on screen, I was riveted. I wanted to see more of him in action. And I loved that character and the story and the mythos they came up for him. They built this up really well. A lot of horror films kind of sort of play with social media, but here Christopher Olin Ray really embraces social media and hits it head on, and I liked that. You know, this didn't feel like it was trying to be some retro throwback with modern kids. No, this is true a modern horror here, and this cast of characters he assembled, I liked them. Even though they're cliche, they're supposed to be. You know, you get the former Scream Queen, the tough female character, you know, you get the one guy who's critical of everything, you know, you get all these different social media types, including the ultimate geek, played by Ted Monty Eddie, Big Ed. This character was like Robert Downey Jr., who turned just completely geek. I loved how he played this character because it felt genuine, it felt real, it felt like I was saying some of these lines. In all honesty, this kind of guy who's a bit manic, big geek, knows a lot of things, and gets stuck in this situation where he doesn't try to be a leader, but he tries to be kind of a voice of, yeah, well, let's maybe try this. And just loved his performance in here. The direction of Christopher Olin Ray will keep you guessing of exactly what's going on. The film doesn't really ever drag either, where you could possibly get that with a film like that, but you don't get it here. It moves along nicely, and I enjoyed many of the creative kills. There's, of course, the old sawing the person in half trick, if you will, and a lot of other, circus-themed type death traps, if you will. There's a couple of really interesting obstacles that he created as well, and some of them that were just very basic, but they made sense for the contents of the film, and the fact that you have this older circus character who's running this. Now, some of you, there is a little bit of a CGI blood in here, not a lot. Most of it's practical, and the makeup effects, especially on Balthazar Kane's, on the henchmen that are in his house, those guys are friggin' creepy, let me tell you. And I loved that. I loved the creepiness of it. Not too many jump scares, but lots of body parts, gore, and things that if you're a fan of this type of film, if you're a fan of the gory circus horror, and a fan of Christopher Olin Ray's material, you're gonna really enjoy this bloody cotton candy roll that just keeps going from start to finish and will satisfy the sweet tooth of most gore horrors out there. So check it out if you will. Again, it does have a bit of a Saw feel to it, but the production value is high, the characters are interesting, and I think you'll enjoy this, especially if you're a fan of Christopher Olin Ray. So if you have seen it, please leave your comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Circus Kane. Also, subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate every single one of you. And until next time, remember, keep that ticket stub.